When you think of the hardest things in gaming, series like Dark Souls, Cuphead, and Doom probably come to mind. What I doubt you think of is Devil May Cry 2. It's the easy gun game, right? But what if I told you there's a challenge so difficult in DMC2 that 99% of people that have gotten the associated achievement cheated to get it? The Bloody Palace is one of Devil May Cry's most chaotic game modes where you prove your worth by fighting through hordes of demonic forces floor after floor. This difficult gauntlet originally debuted in DMC2 and it held nothing back, being an intimidating 9,000 plus floors long and taking an absurd amount of time to clear. This made almost everybody opt to use a cheat code which enabled super costumes so they could breeze through the palace. And that begs the question that literally everybody has avoided. Can you beat the Devil May Cry 2 Bloody Palace legitimately? I decided to set an entire day aside to find out. So here's how it works. The Bloody Palace in 2 is technically infinite. It will loop floor 9,999 until you eventually bite the dust, or more likely your power goes out because you've been doing the Bloody Palace for days and forgot to pay your electric bill, Tom. But because the last achievement associated with it only requires getting above floor 9,000, that's what we consider a win. Other than that, there's one pressing issue. On a good day, you need a minimum of 7 hours to get that high in the BP. Now the real kicker. We don't actually need to complete 9,000 floors to get to floor 9,000. When clearing a stage, you're granted 3 options: a portal to progress 1 floor, a gateway that takes you up 10 floors, and another that springs you up 100 floors, meaning we realistically only needed to get through 91 flights and we'd be in the clear. Doing the math, that means we would have to average 4.5-minute clear times on each room to get that 7-hour run, which I can't stress enough is considered fast if you're not using the super costume. Do you know what's actually fast? Becoming a channel member. You get access to exclusive videos, a bunch of perks in comments and live streams, and most of all, it helps support what I'm doing, so I would be eternally grateful if you consider joining. When it came to character choice, it was really just between Dante and Trish. I simply don't enjoy Lucy's gameplay that much, and I also felt she lacked a lot of the tools that I wanted for the climb. Eventually, I settled on Trish because she seemed the most diverse and well-rounded, having several unique properties that Dante didn't. Even though I was progressing 100 floors at a time, each battle felt like a slog. Enemy spawns could seem endless, and my strategy had to be based around that of a marathon, not a sprint. One bad floor could sap all my health, so I had to ensure I kept my HP and Devil Trigger as high as possible at all times. I was legitimately sacrificing efficient damage in favor of safety and meter gain.
Actually, what am I doing? I'm just gonna run and heal. Why waste DT on doing damage when I can just deal damage and gain DT instead?
Typically, the Bloody Palace progresses in difficulty as you get higher and higher. For example, in DMC 4 and 5, every 20 floors indicates a step up, from easy to normal to hard, so on and so forth until Dante must die, the hardest difficulty in the series at floor 81 and up. Seems fair, right? Unfortunately, DMC2's Bloody Palace is anything but. The first 1,000 floors are normal or hard, I don't honestly know which. All I know for sure is that the next 8,000 floors immediately jump to Dante must die, meaning everything is suddenly dealing as much damage as possible and taking as little as possible. There's also another quirk of this painful palace that can be seen as both a blessing and a curse. Bosses will only spawn on floors that end in 10, so you could theoretically go up 1 floor at a time to set your ending number, then go up 100 at a time while guaranteeing a boss every stage. Now that would make the stages go by quicker, but pretty much every boss spawns with additional enemies as well, and they're more likely to take your health than the run-of-the-mill basic baddies, so I chose to avoid boss floors altogether. During the climb, the 2 most deadly types of enemy spawns to deal with were the goatlings and the wolves, for 2 completely different reasons. The goatlings could fly, often had hyper armor, a good health pool, and fired homing beams at me from all angles of the arena. A few bad dodges challenges could see those goat shots easily sap a majority of my health bar. On the flip side, the wolves were deadly because I was liable to croak of boredom in their rooms. A floor that spawns exclusively wolves has a pool of 20 that it will create before the stage can be considered cleared. There can only be 5 wolves alive simultaneously, so once you dispatch one, another will take its place. These wolves have some of the most janky AI, one of the largest health pools, and are so easily avoided by jumping that anytime this room cropped up, I knew it was time for me to serve a sentence.
Worst to deal enemies in all DMC games? Goats are number 1, because alone, they're pretty unassuming. 1 or 2 of them even, not too bad. 3 or 4 grouped up together, they're insane. Blood goats, top of the list. Blood goyles, number 2 on the list. Starting to see a trend here, huh? Blood goyles can eat an egg. They can suck an egg, my bad. I don't want them to eat an egg. I want it to be unpleasant for them. Probably soul eaters next. Again, by themselves, pretty unassuming, you know? They do nothing, you kind of turn around, let them reveal themselves. They have relatively low health. They're not too terrible. You put them with pretty much any other enemies, they're a nightmare. So that's number 3 on the list, is Soul Eaters. Number 4, Blitz. Their patterns are too random, they're too fast, they have hyper armor, high health, high damage, and high speed. That is the quadfecta. When designing enemies, it has a weakness. Maybe it's really a ton of damage. Ones know it's gonna be the big. You can't even attack. You break its armor and then it has yeah. It's a whole thing. Interestingly enough, I want to say that this is the floor with 20 of these guys. Yes, there is a floor with 20.
This room full of dogs took 25 minutes of me doing exactly what you're seeing right now to clear it. And thanks to the random nature of the palace's floor generation, that room came back to haunt me again and again.
This isn't even boring, like you can't just lose yourself and fall asleep. It's annoying and enraging, yup, but we just killed 2 more, and 2 more spawned. Capcom should issue an apology. Well, see, most people aren't stupid, and they use the super costume, which you actually have to, it's not just as easy as equipping it. It's like a hidden thing, so even then it's a little bit of a hassle to get. But yeah, most people just use the super costume and just kind of blitz through it. I, however, decided I wanted to do it without super costume because haha, challenge. It's funny, it's an interesting, don't do it. Just don't. Just use the costume. Don't be like me. You can see the health bar of the guy I'm currently targeting, right? You see how slowly it's going down. This is what it goes down with DT. He's dead. Boom. Instantly. That dude would have taken me minimum another 40-45 seconds to kill, just doing it normally. So that is how fast super costume is by comparison. You can kill each one of these dudes in 5 seconds flat.
About 5 hours into the run now, I encountered the room I feared most. A pack of goats. I had near full health going in, but my sanity was dropping quickly and I was treading very dangerous territory against these freaks.
It's over. It's Jover. This is where I thrive now. This is my home. This is where I live. In the depths of despair, we rise. Okay, that was a bit much though. Specifically target the ones who fly. It's a goatling? The flyer is a goatling? This is your strongest champion! Okay, I'll admit, kind of throwing me for a tizzy there. Another all goat floor. This is what, the 3rd one? The 3rd all goat floor we've gotten? The first one was at like literal hell. It was terrible. Now, this is a precarious situation because some of the goats here on the ground are very low health right now. I don't want to kill them and spawn more flyers, but actually, I think we're done. The goats really do need to go touch grass. And now, I'm just gonna sit here R.I.P. Brontomancer. Oh, look, a goatling. It would be a shame if I stun locked him. Ow. It's been 7 hours. We are at the 7-hour mark, and we are so close to victory. You know what? Look at this. I'm using DT. Not to heal. I mean, I'm healing, which is nice. But I'm using DT for damage. Lucid, you're crazy. How could you? This is unheard of? You've literally gone 7 hours pretty much only using DT to heal. And now you're going demons to the wall? Quite literally, they're jumping on the walls? I've actually dodged through everything, unscathed. I can't be touched. Never been touched by a blade right here. I guess these guys don't have blades, but like, you get the point. You feel sleepy but want to see the W? It's coming. Trust me. I am your driver. I will get us to the destination safely. The sheer confidence to stand there as the enemy leaped at me. Are you serious right now? Who is this guy? Who is this man? What is this, 2 more floors? We got 87, 88, 89, and 90. So 4 more floors technically, because I have to beat 90 to get the achievement, or rather, I have to beat 9,000 to get the achievement. Fear, anger, learning, and then insanity. I am of lucid mind. I am the most lucid I've ever been right now. Who else up being lucid right now? Real. Bro planted the sword on the goat's ass and then sent him flying, and it killed! It killed, bro! Tell me you can't be cool in DMC2, come on! That was badass! It's over 9,000! It's true! God, okay. Okay. And on floor 9001, I found my love for the game once again. It's back. This is the only bloody palace that I had never completed. It haunted me in my dreams. Now finish the mission, soldier.
So ultimately, I did overcome the challenge, and it was a roller coaster of emotions. I genuinely went through so many ups and downs across the 7 hours I spent constantly fighting my way to the top. Halfway through, I started just hating the game, I wasn't having fun, and as I pushed on, I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I found my enjoyment once again. I would not recommend anyone else do this unless you have some serious dedication and maybe a couple screws loose. Thanks for joining me on my journey up the terrible tower of Devil May Cry 2, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Sayonara.